You're right, everyone. It's Acer here from Romany Custom Catapults. So, a very unique build here, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware and concerned, that it's the only one using this material. Basically, this build is made up of rice and herbs, and I think there's spice in there as well. I know it's got brown rice and white rice. The herbs and spice that's on it, I have no idea. I did know, but I've had this material in stock for probably 3 years, maybe 4 years. It came from a fella in Florida who was absolutely fantastic at making various materials. You'll have seen some of the stuff I've done before using different materials. It's a shame that he turned out to be an absolute fucking asshole and robbing bastard who owes me money for slabs and he owes me 80 quid, about $100 I think it was at the time. He owes some people low thousands, so yeah, an absolute fucking tramp in my head, but a very, very talented man nevertheless. So it's a shamshir build. This build is built for moi. I built it for myself. It's the first time I've had a shamshir as an actual using frame for myself. Not so much a shamshir, it's the first... it's been a long time since I've used a pinch grip frame. In fact, even when I had a pinch grip frame that was tubes, I don't think I really pinch gripped it. It was more of a brace. So I'm going to go full out pinch grip. I'm normally a brace shooter. I don't really like pinch grip. So I'm forcing myself to do something I don't like with this building and see where my accuracy goes with it. I think it's good to try lots of different stuff. So that's what I'm doing. So a little story first of all. We've got a black G10 core here, which originally I cut for another build, and I didn't like the way I cut it. If I'm honest, I cut the tips a little bit. They were supposed to be 20mm tips, and I cut them down a little bit smaller than 20mm, which caused hindrance, which I'll talk to you about now. So what I did is I redone that core and rebuilt that catapult. Well, it's only the core. I just cut a new core and started from scratch. And this core sat on the side for ages. Me being me, not wanting to waste it, I thought, you know what, I'll use that core for myself and make it work. I prefer 78 outer width. This is 80, but there's enough room. I use 18mm bands, 17.5mm bands. The tips are 19 and a bit. I've got enough room to put the bands in slightly, and I should be shooting off the corner. I hope all this was registering. So a black G10 core, forest green each side. And if you look, it's the herbs, spices. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. But they look fantastic. Someone actually moaned to me the other day about a pin having a scratch in it. There's a scratch in this pin. I need to send it back for you to take out. That is in the pin. These pins are rolled carbon. You roll a piece of carpet, there can be, roll anything, and there's a gap in the middle. Like that one there doesn't have it, but then this is a section that has it. It comes and goes. You can't get rid of it. Just an awkward man. There you can see the rice and the spice. I mean, it's beautiful. I had no idea how this stuff was going to turn out. That's why I preferred to use it on my own build. Yeah, I'd love to know what you all think of this build. Very unique. Now, you can finish this material with a super glue. Probably 3 layers of super glue would give it an extremely glossy look, like resin, and it would probably protect it. But you would have a completely smooth finish. I love texture in builds. If you look at this, you can see the texture. I can feel it. And I love that. Personally, that suits me better. So you have still got a shiny finish, but it's not mirror finish. And like I say, you can feel the bumps. It's got texture, and I wasn't prepared to get rid of that texture for putting super glue on it. Right hand hold. Feels fantastic. I've had that added benefit of obviously building this for myself. I haven't done a lanyard bead because I won't use a lanyard on it. I'm going to show you what I mean with these here. 20mm is the minimum I can go on a fork tip because these bolt cups are 10mm. Now this is a little bit tight. They're literally pushed tight together. And believe me or not, when I'm tightening them in, it is quite a fucking task to tighten them in. They're aluminium, so they will spread and move. That one doesn't look completely circled because I had to put a bit of pressure on that bolt. Obviously they'll loosen up with time and I'll still get a perfectly good clamp. It will not affect functionality, but yeah, they're just kind of tight. I prefer not to do 20mm tips because I prefer to see a gap in between the cups, but each to their own. Like, if it's requested, it's requested. But what I've had to do, because they're slightly thinner, they're overlapping. See, there's an overlap there, there's an overlap there and there. Now, I don't like that. It's happened before on Microraptors. I had to redo the design of a Microraptor, and it's happened on really wide frames. So now I know it happens on like a Velociraptor and Microraptor. I can change the design if I need to slightly add a little bit more meat to allow for that. It's happened a couple of times in the past, not in a big way, not a large amount, but just a little bit. Nothing that affects the way it shoots. But like I say, I've learned from that and I can put more meat on. This build obviously hasn't got that, so there is a gap. Like I say, you see it on that one, that's the biggest one there. It overlays just a little bit, but it won't affect the way it shoots. It doesn't affect my vision in any way, shape or form because I hold the frame back. It's hard for you to tell there, but yeah, it's not detrimental to the build. It's detrimental to appearance. And appearance-wise, I'm not a fan of it. But like I say, this build is for my own self. And I did originally have this cord built for someone else, and I redone the cord because of that simple reason. I just redone it. The tips were too small in my opinion, and I wasn't prepared to carry on with that build because it was going to be a very expensive, but it was a expensive build. And yeah, I wanted to redo the cord, but because I've built it for myself, I thought it'd be a shame to waste it, considering that it's only going to be a look thing. But let me know what this build is doing for you. Do you like it or do you not like it? I mean, I love that material. I've got more of it and I'm going to be using it on something else. I thought I'd like the rice part the best, but I actually love this part. It's come up so well. And I've got a decent amount of that to use on another build. I'd love to know what the spices are on it. Or spice or herbs. I think they're herbs. Extremely cool in my opinion, extremely unique. That's how we like to do things, unique, different. But yeah, let me know what you think to the rice, herbs and spice build. I hope everyone's having a fantastic time, fantastic day. The summer's shit here in England. It's just rain, rain, rain. But yeah, other than that, everything's good. And I will catch you all soon with the next build. Over and out.